Alright, welcome into episode 2 of the Danville County Railroad Layout Podcast here on the Ennis Rough Ends YouTube channel. And in this episode, we're going to be going over the Grovemont yard. In our first episode, we went over everything related to the layout. It was kind of an introduction for those of you who haven't seen the layout before. But in this episode, we're going to be going over the Grovemont yard and everything about it, the trains, the buildings, how many tracks, all that kind of stuff. So we're going to start out by talking about the trains that run in and out of the yard. The first one we're going to talk about is C53/55. This is a local, a mixed local. In one direction it is C53, and then in the opposite direction, coming back into the yard, it is C55. This train can have any type of freight car. Sometimes you have a switcher engine on this train, sometimes you have some regular diesels. Again, this train runs every day of the week, and this is one of the trains that you're going to be seeing the most on the layout. Whether you're watching our short videos or whether you're listening to this podcast, this is one of the trains that you're going to see the most and hear about the most. So again, C53/55, a mixed local that again originates and terminates at the yard. CP60 is another local. Now this train doesn't originate at the yard. It comes in, drops off cars for C53/55, and then goes back out. So what this train does is it brings cars in for C53/55, and then it takes empty cars out that were already on 53/55. So again, that's basically what that local does. Just like C53/55, it runs every day of the week. Now we're going to move over to a couple of trains that aren't locals. 202 and 203. 202 is a piggyback train. This train does originate out of the Grovemont yard, and on Mondays and Wednesdays, this train comes out of the yard loaded. One or two cars with piggyback trailers. Tuesdays and Thursdays, this train comes into the yard empty. And this train, again, runs Monday through Thursday, does not run Friday, Saturday, or Sunday. 203 is a car carrier train. We have two cars that say autoloader trailer train. These cars have two different levels for vehicles. This train comes into the Grovemont yard loaded with vehicles on Mondays and Wednesdays, and then on Tuesdays and Thursdays it originates at the yard and comes out empty. So that's a look at those two trains right there. And again, all the freight trains on this layout do have cabooses. We mentioned that in the first episode of the podcast. All freight trains on this layout have cabooses. And sometimes you will see the trolleys in the yard. We went over in the first episode all of the trolley moves. You won't always see the trolleys in the yard, but sometimes you will see them in there when there aren't as many freight cars. There are 3 tracks in the yard. All of them are about the same length, and again, you have one side track as well. As far as buildings, I want to start with the roundhouse. This is the one. This is one of the buildings that you're going to see the most. It's an eye catcher for sure. You have 3 different stalls. Locomotives can be stored in there, motor cars, cabooses, the trolleys sometimes. And in addition to that, you have the turntable. These two go together, and everything that's stored in the roundhouse, you will see on the turntable from time to time. You do have a few other buildings. You have a building that says Auto Transportation and Piggyback, right at track 3. This is where all those cars go. You have another shed that says Grovemont on it. You also have a yard sign, a green and brown yard sign. You have American Gas sign, a Texaco gas pump, and a little Esso station with an Esso truck, which does include a pump and a sign. And you have a couple other storage sheds as well. A full boxcar with no wheels, and in addition to that, you have a boxcar end. It's really small. It's pretty unique. It's a smaller storage shed, but it's one that we did a video of recently. So if you go under our short videos, you'll see that video. So that's a look at the Grovemont yard and what you can expect. Again, these episodes will be coming out Fridays and Sundays. Our first episode came out on a Friday last week. This one is being recorded on a Sunday. And again, 1 week it'll be Fridays and the other week it'll be Sundays. So every week, the day these episodes come out will alternate. So that is episode 2 of the Danville County Railroad podcast here on the Ennis Riffin's YouTube channel. And we'll see you on the next one.